Years ago, when I was the executive director at a building, we had a standard 125 bed, AL, and 25 memory care. And one day we had this group come in that was performing, and we invited the memory care folks to come out in the bigger area and be part of it. And this little lady never talked.
Yeah.
No one, family dropped her off, never talked, was totally quiet. And the music started playing, and we didn't have enough seats in the area. So I sat her on a piano bench. And when the band was playing, she just turned around and started playing on the piano like she was a concert pianist. I was like, oh my God, wait, I should bought tears in my eye. Who else was playing? And then when I found out afterwards from the daughter, oh yeah, mom used to teach music, went to Juilliard and all that. And now, we found that in her that was lost and down.
So tell me a little bit about what you do.
Well, right now, previously, in the last almost 30 years, I've been in the senior living business as an operator, VP, CEO, a lot of different companies, a lot of big players, a lot of regional players. About 7 months ago, I made a transition to working for a rehab company. I work for Legacy Healthcare, and we provide rehab on site to over 400 communities across 24 states, and we're growing. And part of my job is to make sure it grows.
That's terrific. That sounds like a fun job. As I was telling you before we started, many years ago, I did sales for a contract rehab company in Southern California, and make a big difference. Tough business to be in. So the fact that you're growing and doing that is terrific. It's credit to you. So let's get to these 5 questions.
Okay.
So first question is this: what's the most important leadership lesson you've learned?
Well, you know what? In my career, I've taken bits and pieces of previous leaders that I liked, the qualities that they had, and try to mold my own leadership style. So I think you're always learning as a leader. I don't think you can say, I'm done. Even today in a new role, I have leaders that I work with. I'm like, I like that. Let me own them. Yeah. I'm part of my thing. But I think the key thing is always have to learn. You're always learning and be able to make change.
So I really like this. And one of the things that I don't want to exactly put words in your mouth because you may disagree with me, but I do, both in the work I do, and I do a lot of work with kids at church, and I'm known for being very creative, but I'm actually not at all creative. I'm a good thief. I just do what you talked about. I just go read things and I watch what other people are doing, and I learn from that. So that really resonates with me a lot. So what surprised you most about being a leader?
Many things is I enjoy it. It's fun. But one of the biggest surprises, over the years, I always felt that I was a fixer, and I always wanted to fix people or help them along the way. And I learned, most people will change or work on things that they need to work on, but there's other folks you just can't fix. Really? And I've learned that the hard way. Thinking I can fix everybody doesn't always work.
Yeah. So some people people don't want to be fixed, and sometimes they just don't have the capacity, even if they want to, right?
They're in the wrong business.
Yeah, they're just in the wrong business. Yeah. Okay. So my third question is this: what is it that the industry still gets fundamentally wrong?
Part of it, I'll share this because of a personal thing with my family. Being some of the larger providers, you always try to balance the mission and the margin, but far too often the margin becomes the mission, right? And I think in a perfect world, I would love to have a senior living community where someone in a more middle class can afford it, because a lot of our premier senior living providers have these wonderful places that are just way out of reach for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And that little group can't afford it, or they can't qualify for any government assistance. So they're caught in that middle. So I know there's groups out there, but I think we need to do more of that in our industry to provide that.
Yeah.
Could that for the seniors?
Or the ones that are out there are often not that good.
Right.
So
you need a quality product. Doesn't necessarily have all the bells and whistles, but a quality product, quality services for those individuals that need it.
Yep. Absolutely. Okay. Number 4. What is the single biggest people challenge that you have right now?
finding qualified people, hiring people. I know in the senior living business, it's always the care staff, the nurses, trying to find them. But even in rehab, finding quality rehab, we have probably the best rehab folks on our team, but we still have enough. As we grow, we're just trying to find more. So being more creative. We just recently increased our recruitment team. I think that's going to help us out a lot. And I think you also need to offer incentives for the teams that you do have to bring their friends on and to help with the business. So I think recruitment is the biggest challenge.
Okay. So as you work on improving your recruitment, are there things that you have done to create better incentives for where people go, oh man, that's the company, that's the guy I want to go work for?
I think you have to offer, great benefits, obviously, right? You have to be more flexible with hours. And be able to help folks that maybe only want 20 hours a week, or maybe can only work certain shifts. But I think also the incentive program where you incentivize them to bring in people outside along.
Yeah, no, terrific. Okay, this one's just for fun. What animal best describes your leadership style?
Yeah. See, that's a great question. I bet everybody that sits in the chair tells you a lion, but
I think I've had maybe that once. They've gone from bumblebee, not from bumblebees, from honeybees to elephants. So
okay, I'm going to say wolf.
Okay, you got to help me understand that.
Well, a wolf kind of directs the pack, but lets the pack stay out front and do their thing, and is there to protect them and watch over them. Creates a strategy, when they're working on a hunt.
Yeah,
this is the strategy we're going to go with.
Yep.
Not necessarily that boisterous leader that says it all, but can be there to protect them and guide them and be strategic.
Okay, terrific. My last question is this. What's one thing that you believe about the senior living industry that most people would disagree with?
I kind of go back to the hiring side. I don't think you can just hire anybody to be in this industry. You have to hire for the heart. I think you can train how to be a CNA, or you can train how to do whatever else in the industry, or even in my new field, but I really think you have to hire for home. And I don't know. I think we want to hire just numbers. We really need to hire for those people will stay with you longer.
Okay, terrific. This is great. So I actually have one more question. I'm not sure whether it'll quite apply to you, but we'll try it and see if it makes sense. So I'm a big believer that one of the deficits we have in the industry is we are not very good about collecting and telling stories about how the industry and organization has changed the lives of residents, of family members, of team members. And so this may go back to your days when you were on the operating side, but do you have a story you can tell me about how your organization, you as a leader, somebody in your leadership chain has made this massive difference in somebody's life?
It happens every day. I think just caring for people and taking care of people. I'll give you one recently. We have a resident, one of our buildings, I'm not sure who the partner is, but this person moved in and they were bedridden and couldn't get up. And our rehab director took the time to spend with her, got her up, got her walking. And we wanted to get this person up to meet the family. The family had a holiday they wanted mom to be at, and they were worried that she couldn't come. Within a short period of time, we got her walking with a walker.
Yep.
But the family was delighted that mom is changed, and now she's thriving where she's at.
Yeah, I love it. That is what makes this industry so powerful. It's why it's better than working at Taco Bell or Starbucks or McDonald's, right?
Yeah. I have another story if you have a second.
Okay, yes, please do.
Years ago, when I was an executive director at a building, we had a standard 125 bed, AL, and 25 memory care. And one day we had this group come in that was performing, and we invited the memory care folks to come out in the bigger area and be part of it. And this little lady never talked.
Yeah.
No one, family dropped her off, never talked, just totally quiet. And the music started playing, and we didn't have enough seats in the area. So I sat her on a piano bench. And when the band was playing, she just turned around and started playing on the piano like she was a concert pianist. I was like, oh my God, I actually bought tears in my eye. Who else was playing? And then when I find out afterwards from the daughter, oh yeah, mom used to teach music, went to Juilliard and all that. And then, and now, we found that in her that was lost in down.
Yeah. Those moments are just magical when you can bring back a piece of somebody that everybody thought was lost. So.
Yeah, it's great.
Cool.
All right.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
You bet.